Well, hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good day or evening, whatever time of day you are listening to this episode.
Yes, hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in on our second part series of Wagaration and everything else. That includes borra de café, té, lo que te dé la gana.
This is like Jay said, this is part 2. Part 1 was released last week. You can listen to it. Check it out now. And it focused on borra del café, which is like coffee ground reading, and tea leaf reading. This one is going to focus on tarot reading, palmistry, which is palm reading, and caracoles, which is shell reading, I guess. Not snails.
No escargot.
No escargot. We know how to pronounce it. We know it's escargot.
Yes.
But, so yeah, shell reading, which is caracoles. I mean, these things like abound here in Miami. Like, we're so lucky. Right, I love all this stuff. I never get tired of it.
But nobody really thinks that how far back these things go, right? So basically, tarot goes back to at least the mid 1400s.
Damn.
Did you know that? These people were in like Wagaration before Wagaration even was like a concept.
Whenever you see all these things like whatchamacallit, like any period piece movies or anything like the Kings, there was always like a soothsayer, a truth teller, a fortune teller.
Yeah, and you know those people were like crucified and burned at the stake.
Yeah, all the witches, hello, like you know Salem and all that stuff.
You were like the devil.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people think that too now. That a lot of this is against God.
Yeah. I think, every experience that I've had, and I've had pretty much like all of these readings, I've done it at least once in my life. And they always tell you God first, even in their opening statement or whatever it is that they call it and whatever they pray to, they always say God first. If you believe in God, if you don't, that's your deal. But, take it away, Jay.
So, this basically, the whole tarot concept basically goes back to the whole French/Italian people, right? So way back when, this was known either as Triunfi or later on it was known as Tarucci. No tarot, Tarucci.
People had their tarot cards read to see if they were getting Tarucci.
Yes.
Is even somebody like doing now, Tarucci?
Excuse me. ¿Esto es un tarucci o no tarucci? And so...
¿Me están pegando tarucci o no tarucci?
So basically, this, like everything else back in this era, right? It was all wealthy people, right? That were soliciting or summoning these people that had these gifts that... were able to entertain them, let's say. Because
true.
Back then, it was basically for entertainment. It was more like a parlor, what they called parlor, which was like right now, if you're in the middle of, ¿cómo se dice? Un party, right? En el tema cubano. And you're there, un party, una fiesta, and then, you have all these people coming up, and they basically do it for an entertainment purpose. So it wasn't until the 18th century that people began to assign specific meanings to these cards, and that they were laid out for some sort of divination purpose, right? Okay. So now it started escalating. It wasn't only for fun. It was to be intuitive. It was for reading your future. It was for reading, what was going to be happening to you at any point in time. And then if we may, we fast forward a little bit to the 1900s, which was the creation of the tarot
as
deck.
We know it today, basically.
Yeah. The tarot deck, which is still in existence. It's called the Rider. Let me say that again because my New York accent just came out. It's called Rider. It's called with the coffee. All right. It's called Rider Waite. And the Waite has an E at the end. And basically, it was British. Is the British are coming? Anyway, it was Arthur Waite who coincided or collaborated with another person, and they created the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which was first published in 1909 or 1909, which is what I like to say, because a lot of people say O, and O is not a number, but whatever. Anyway, so this deck is still used today, and if you see any tarot readings on YouTube, you'll see that
if you happen to,
just saying,
check it out.
A lot of these tarot readers integrate that Rider-Waite deck with the original decks that they're using, and there's like 20 bazillion types of decks that everybody uses, because you can make a deck, I can make a deck, Kathy can make a deck, like everybody can make a deck. We're all one big happy deck family. So this Rider-Waite is the deck that basically, if you want to say, I know that people may have negative comments about this, but it could be the holy grail of tarot decks.
Yeah, because whenever I've had tarot reading, again, most people have like a specific person. I've gone to many people, but I usually stick to like my one lady, my one contact, and she uses the la baraja española, la brisca, which is what's known,
that's very famous in Spain.
Which is like, el as de oro, el as de basto, el tres de espada, whatever. That's what I usually play la brisca. I know how to play la brisca también, and that's the one that she uses every time. But if you go to like freetarotreading.com,
just saying,
if you're bored at work or whatever, and you go to like
at work
again, freetarotreading.com, it's going to show you these cards, and it's going to say, click here to shuffle and then pick at random like 6 cards. When you see that, that's going to be the Rider-Waite, sorry, I'm pronouncing it Rider-Waite cards. That's the look of it. And basically what Jay said, that anybody can create a deck, yes, because it's based on, there's like a major arcana and a minor arcana,
right? And
which we're going to go into more. But basically, the images, like anybody can create an image that's depicting of that arcana. So it could be like the arcanas don't change. It's going to be 3 of cups or 4 of cups, or like 5 of swords or 5 of pentacles. There's like different names for them too. So the picture is just going to be different, but it's going to be the same meaning. So,
right. And there's a lot of different tarot decks that are like, the illustration is beautiful.
They're beautiful. They're
amazing.
Stunning.
Yeah. Illustrators,
they're
props
huge.
to
They're
you
like
guys.
Big cards.
Right. So we have as Leslie said, the tarot decks, and they're broken up into 2 parts. So you have minor arcana and major arcana. And so there are 22 major arcana cards, right? And they represent different life experiences. And then you have the minor arcana, which is similar in storytelling structure, but there are 56 minor arcana cards. Say that fast 5 times. Yeah. And then that brings your full deck to 78 cards.
Damn.
Right?
So 22 major arcana cards and 56 minor arcana cards.
Right.
But why do they usually get so excited when they're like, oh my God, your whole deck is like, your reading is like all major arcanas. Like,
because
oh my God.
major arcanas, right? Those are like heavy duty. Those are like your big guns coming out. Okay. Right? That's like, wow, you have angels backing you. You have not only God, but you have angels. You have archangels. You have like your heavy duty armor, like full force coming out, either protecting you, backing you, and basically guiding you in every step of the way. If you are, in my belief, spiritually aligned with these, I don't want to say people, I want to say entities and or spiritual beings, if that's better. Because if you're wishy-washy in your belief, then you may not have all major arcanas, and that's fine, because if you have some minors and some majors, I guess it's like the baseball, right? So yeah, the minors and the majors, and then
who's on 2?
Who's on first? I don't know who's on 3rd. But then again, these readings are general. So,
well, the ones on YouTube are like general. Okay?
So if you go on like a one-on-one reading with someone and you're getting a lot of these majors, It's normally that you're on the right path, that you're being protected, that you're backed, that you're on track as far as your spirituality, that everything you're asking for from the universe will be given to you in resonance with your spirituality. That's how I see that.
I think I mean they both, I mean, it's one deck, so there's not like two separate decks. There's one deck that has these 78 cards. All these 78 cards, when they read them to you, cuando te tiran la carta, are going to give you a reading, like a full reading. Whenever you go to a reading, it's true what Jay said. You can go there being like all skeptical and cynical and, oh, what is this lady going to say? Like, because I don't think you're going to be open to the experience. And I, for one, whenever I go, again, to my lady, she usually tells me, do not cross your arms or your legs, be open. She always has like a thing of water just for clarity and whatnot. And she prays to whoever she prays to, but you got to be open and receptive to what she's gonna, or what he's gonna, tell you. And that's how you're gonna get, I think, a bigger picture, I guess, a clearer picture.
Right. Have you ever had any weird experiences in tarot deck readings?
Weird as in how?
Just like weird and weird. Like anything weird has ever happened to you?
I don't know if I call them weird, but there's people that tell you like specific names. And when you like recognize one of these names, you're like, whoa, this is like freaky.
Well, wait a second. Because I've been to tarot readers that tell me, ¿Quién es Jose? Cojones.
No.
There's like 20,000 fucking Jose's.
No, but I don't get Jose or Maria. I get like Andres, Ivan, like names that are not common.
Ivan is not common in Spanish?
No, I mean, not to me.
No?
No.
I don't know. And then like they'll say to you, ¿Quién es Jose? And you look at them and you're like, no, I don't know.
El esposo María, no sé. El papá de Jesucristo.
And then you say, I don't know. And then they keep going. And then you're like, but why?
Wait a second, go back.
Wait a second, why are you asking me this? Anyway, that's happened to me a bunch of times.
No, I've never had like a weird, what do you mean I'm weird? Have you had a weird experience?
Yes. So I'm going to share a very creepy experience because whatever, I just will. So I go to this lady and she has like this little shed in her backyard, right? Because she used to do it in her house, but los muertos y los espíritus, they invaded the house and the other people.
Well, that's the same lady that I went to that told me those names. And I'm like, whoa, that had never happened to me up to that point. So I was like, oh my God, like these people, like, wow, okay.
Yeah. So then.
I was impressed.
So then I have been going to her a few times, whatever. And I went to her once and this had never happened to me with her. I guess my spirituality was more open at that point. And I sit down and these things, total disclosure, creep me out to like no extent.
Did you have a total like ghost Whoopi Goldberg experience?
Dude, yes. I was like, okay, you walk into the shed and right away I'm like, before I even walk in, I'm like scared because I'm like, where the hell am I going?
I always get a little scared when I go to any of these things.
Yeah, and always. I'm like, where am I going? What the hell am I doing here? I'm crazy.
What's going to come up? Like, I'm always like a little, not skeptical, but like excited, creepy. Anticipation, a little scared,
It's a little bit creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I walk into the shed and then it's like full on, santos, cups, candles, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing in here? And it's like was a little
your
shed.
First time going? That's why you freaked out?
No, but before she used to have it in her house, and it wasn't creepy like that. And now you're walking into this little shed with like you could live in there. All you need is a little kitchen and a bathroom, and you could live in there. And then I see all this stuff, and it's like full on like santos and I don't know what. So I sit down, and of course she comes in like a few seconds after I sit down, which makes it even creepier. So I'm like, I don't know if somebody's going to come and kill me. I have no idea. So she sits down and she's doing her whatever, and then she's looking in the cup and she's like, and then she's doing whatever, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody's gonna come and kill me. I don't know what's going on.
Start speaking in tongues or whatever.
And let me tell you, I don't know, have you ever been in front of somebody que se le sube un muerto?
No.
Ay, Dios mío, run, Forrest. That shit is scary. That has happened to me.
No, thank you.
A mí no se me sube un muerto, but I've seen people que se lo sube un muerto y corre, que eso da un miedo de carajo.
Damn.
So anyway, so I'm sitting there. She's doing all her wakaration, and all of a sudden, she goes quiet. Right? And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, baby Jesus.
And then she turned to you and she said, Orlando, what you do to your hair?
Orlando, is that you?
It's autumn something. Do you like it? Oh,
and then it's quiet. It's really, really quiet. And all of a sudden, I hear like bells, right? But not like the regular bells. It's like those bells that like Africans and guerreros wear on their ankles that are like like that.
Mm-hmm.
And bells, and it's loud and loud and loud.
Cascabel.
Cascabel. Oye. And I was
like jingle bells.
Yeah, but not.
Was it Christmas time?
It was scary time. So then I was sitting
Where
there.
there's some carolers at her house.
And I'm looking to my right. And I hear the sound like more prevalent from my right. And I look down and there's this Indian statue there, right? And I'm like, what the hell? What is this? And I'm quiet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, so que te subo un muerto, that shit's scary. But then when you start talking to people and they do that creepy, like, Cruella de Vil laugh, or I don't know, one of those Disney, like, evil people laugh, like, I almost had a heart attack.
She started laughing like that?
Dude, yes. So then I'm sitting there, she's looking at me, she goes, what's wrong with you? Because I guess my face was like, I'm white as hell already. I'm like whiter than I normally am. I'm like, I can't even get any whiter. So, and then she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, what is that noise? And she goes, what? And I said, do you hear that? And she goes, what? And I said, I hear bells. I hear a lot of bells. And do you hear that? And she starts doing the creepy laugh. Oh my God, I wanted to die. I was like, what the hell am I doing in here right now? Like, this casita, no gustar. And I was like, no gustar esta casita, señora. and then she looks over, she gives me the creepy laugh. And then I'm looking at her like, this is not funny. And then she goes to me, ay, no te preocupes. Ese es mi indio. And I was like, par carajo.
Pues usted se queda con su indio,
yes, that was so, oh my God. No, it scared the shit out of me. I'm not even kidding.
That's creepy.
Anyway, that's my creepy tarot story.
I've never had a weird, creepy, no.
And then whenever I go to these people, I get creeped out because I'm like, oh my God, si se les un muerto, or if something happens, like, because I'm prone to that. Because I guess I'm sensitive. I vibe on that, you know, scale. I don't know what's going on.
You have all your chakras open.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. No good start.
I wonder if all these people, because I mean, again, I think this is a God-given thing. Generation through generations. I mean, every time I get a reading, pretty much everybody tells me, you know that you can do this. You know that if you learn, you know, I can teach you, you can do this. Because you're like,
oh my God, I've been told that since I was very little.
Yeah.
It's scary.
I'm like, no, thank you. I mean, I think it will be cool, but like, whatever. I have too much going on.
Yeah.
But maybe when I'm older.
Maybe a side gig.
Maybe when I'm older. I have so many side gigs. But anyway, do you think, is the lady that I go to is, you know, I don't know if ella no es santera, pero ella tiene como hecho santo, what they say. Do you think all of them have to? Is that a requirement, do you think?
I don't know that it's a requirement, and I don't think that all of them do.
I
think when they do un santo, and I could be mistaken, but this is from what I've heard from different people, is that when you're very young is when they do those things. Like, you could do it later on, but I think there's more of a tendency of doing it when you're younger.
When you do what? Lo santo?
Yes.
No, you can do it at whatever time.
No, you can do it at whatever time, but what I'm saying is that normally people see that you have a gift when you're young, and then they do certain rituals so that you can be protected, para que te hagan un santo, when you're younger. And then there's people that, you know,
hay gente que lo hace como protección, and only as a protection. and they don't do anything.
I mean, now we're going into different things, right? We're going into more
Santería.
of a santería, que está raya en palo, que you need to do this,
maybe
que
we'll
you
do
need
an
to
episode
do
of just
that, que
santería.
tienes el day, y no sé qué, y, there's a lot of different
¿Cómo
things.
se dice? Viene gire.
Yeah.
That's usually what they say. Viene gire, which means vienes con buena suerte. Like you're
there's a lot of like different stuff that we probably don't even know all of it, because in that
we're gonna have to have somebody
world,
no,
forget it. There's like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have oracle decks, which in the beginning when I was, learning about tarot and stuff, I was like, what are oracle decks?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
So basically an oracle deck is it's a little different from the tarot deck in that when you're looking for answers, it's more like a short-term type thing, right? So if you have questions that require you to do some like inner work or soul searching or whatever, it kind of gives you like a little message. It's not really like a long-term type prediction like a tarot.
They're more like just like a message. They're not really...
Yeah, they're similar to those angel cards that they have where the angel cards are more angelic in their message. The oracle cards are more for like a guidance on, wisdom, your knowledge, your path, your whatever it is, right? So then... it just gives you like an insight, basically, to reflect on whatever it is that you want to reflect on to shed more clarity on the issue that you're seeing within your tarot read. So it's more like a clarifier, if I was to describe it.
Okay.
So you're doing a tarot read, and then you clarify. You can clarify with tarots.
That's true.
But... as a further clarification, you can use an oracle.
It's kind of like an ending, Well, when I did the coffee reading, again, refer to, the episode before this one, the end of the reading, she pulled some cards as well. And it was kind of like an angel card. Kind of like a summarizing message.
These are messages,
type of thing,
from your angels.
Yeah.
And then, but it's ironic because her cards were very different than the traditional angel cards. They were very different. She used two different types of cards, and one was a message from the angel, and one was more oracle-ish, if I want to say. Like it was the angel, if you recall, with like a color which represented either earth, air, fire, or water.
Yeah. And
then it gave you like just a brief little note.
Yeah.
Right? And so basically that's kind of similar to an oracle, but, they call it angel. So, like we said before, people are addicted to this stuff and they keep going and going. And it's like basically because you're uncertain about something, you have your doubts. But I think where you're treading a fine line is when you are not getting the message,
Yeah.
You could go to 5 people and 5 people are giving you very, very similar messages, but you don't want to hear it. You keep going and going until you finally hear the one that you want to hear, and then that's the one, Yeah. And that's where it becomes a little dangerous and lines get blurred because it's really, you have to use it, I don't even know, like just in conjunction with whatever is going on with you and not rely on it 100%.
Yeah. Just go maybe, I don't know, just for fun once a year. If you want to go to like the end of the year or the beginning of the new year as a fun thing, like, let me just see how this year is going to go,
kind of like
quotation, like quote unquote.
Gala prediction, whatever.
Something like that, just as a fun thing. Like, but I'm like kind of cursed with like good memory because I remember everything that these people say. And then I'm like, sometimes, it's been like,
have you ever written them down? Like written down what they say?
Never.
Oh my God. The other day I was going through all my papers.
And I usually forget like 70% of it by the time I
take
leave.
notes, by the way.
No, I don't.
But so I always ask, right? Because I always want to be respectful. I said, can I take notes? And they said, yeah, sure. And so I take notes of everything they say. I date it, whatever. So the other day I was cleaning out all these papers and I found all these brujeria shit, notes everywhere. And I started reading. I said, esto mierda, esto whatever.
Had any of it like come true, quote unquote? Did you have like the date and stuff? Like
I did.
Yeah.
I had the dates of the readings and whatever. Like, I don't know. I think some of the stuff may have, but not all of it. No.
That's the thing. I think you kind of like, again, just take the message as just like a possibility of one scenario. And then again, sometimes like pretty much everything that's been told to me has happened, but not necessarily verbatim. You know, it's like this, you know, somebody's going to come into your life, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like later it's like, oh yeah, that person did come into my life. Not exactly as that, but maybe as this. Or when she said that, oh, that's what she meant. You know, like things like that. Like it's not like, okay, you're going to, I don't know, meet, you know, somebody in 6 months, you're going to get married in 2 months after that. It's like, it's not that specific. I don't think anybody's that.
I think
you
some
know?
people...
Para divino o Dios, like honestly, like, you know.
I think some readers, they tell you things in their own way, and then you don't know how to really interpret that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then maybe they can tell you something, and it actually did happen, but you're not seeing it because it's not the way it's normally explained, right? So then you have people that like use this as therapy too, that, you know, they go to it like kind of like a therapeutic session. I'm
Some
like,
people, well, it is cheaper than therapy, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, that depends if you stop at the one that you go to. But if you're bouncing around to like 20 tarot readers, astrologers, you know, no sé cuánto. I mean, that gets expensive. Yeah. These people are not cheap.
No, they're not.
You know?
They're not cheap. But anyway, I think it's fun.
Well, yeah. Fun. What about the ones that you go to and they tell you that everybody's doing brujeria?
I've never been told anybody's doing brujeria.
No? Oh my God. Or what about the exes do? La ex de la antiguo, whatever that you're with right now is doing brujeria on you.
No,
that's infamous.
I've always been told, no tienes hecho ningún trabajo, nadie te echó mal de ojo, estás limpiecita, estás, you know, whatever. That's what they usually tell
That's funny because there's ones that tell you, I know, because esta te está haciendo brujería, and then they describe the person, and then they're like, no, te tienes que hacer un baño, te tienes que hacer eso, y no, te tienes que hacer lo otro. Oh, excuse me, that's $500. And you're like, what?
Yeah. Bueno, every time I go, yes, they said, you should do this, you can do this. But I've never done it. I've never, ever bought this stuff and done it. Ever. The most I do is just poner un vaso de agua, you know, for whatever. For clarity or clean.
So you've never done those limpiezas
never,
and all that crap?
Never. Absolutely. Never. I've never bought anything.
Excuse me, you're not following the rules.
No, I'm like, okay, whatever.
And then I was thinking of a funny story. Like, what about if the Grim Reaper showed up in front of a tarot reader? Like, how do you think that would...
Death cards.
Yes.
All I see is the death cards.
Like, all cards that flip over would be the death card. I would be like, oh my goodness.
I like those tarot. I mean, they usually get the Spanish one, but yeah, the tarot ones are like what? The Fool, the World, the Chariot, what they say. And then they say, so, like, some of them come upside down, you know?
Oh,
when they say, like, they come upside down.
Won't read upside down.
A lot of them
I don't know why. Why is that?
A lot of them just say, like, whatever, I'm going to read it, you know, right side up. Like, don't worry about, you know.
Yeah, but why is that? If it comes upside down, why don't you just read it? They're like, you're gypping people.
I don't know.
Like, if it came out upside down, why can't you read it? There must be some kind of blockage. I don't know.
Maybe they don't know what it means. Who knows?
That's true.
I mean, again.
No saben cómo leer las cartas al revés.
Yeah, and I mean, because it's the same thing. It's like, you know, okay, tírame la carta, but it's like, okay, aquí un hombre, let's say, el rey de, you know, I'm going by la brica, the Spanish one. Hay un hombre mayor, you know, the 12. And like, okay, what does that mean? Like, it depends on the order they come out. It depends if the card is facing this card or that card, or I mean, it's really intricate. It's really interesting. I mean, I wish I knew how to read it, but it's like it takes a long time. I mean, again, a lot of practice, intuition, be open, and you know, all that stuff. So
I think your intuitive spirit connection that you have with the person in front of you, coupled with the cards that come out, I mean, those are the best reads. Not people that read verbatim what's on the card.
No, because
that sucks.
No, eso no es una lectura de tarot de verdad. I mean, no, eso no es una...
Ay, ¿tú conoces a un hombre que se llama José con el pelo negro? No joda. I mean, come on.
In Miami, about 12? I don't know.
10,000 bazillion.
No, but what I was going to say is, Yeah, intuition, because honestly, there's a lot of people that you don't even need to do any type of reading, and you can, some people are so, like, you can just read their expression and you know exactly what's going on in their life. I mean, I've seen that, and a few people are like, oh my God, this lady is like this. Like, I could, like, I don't even have to, like, know how to do any type of reading. And I'm like, if I would have, I remember, like, a specific lady that I saw one time that I was like, if I were to talk to this lady, like, she would, like, probably freak out. But I can see this, that.
Well, I've told you before that I think I'm going to start a new thing called picture reading.
Picture reading? Oh, like in social media?
Yes. So I'm very good at picture readings.
A picture is definitely worth a 10 zillion thousand words.
And you know that I'm good at that.
Yeah.
I grab a picture, man. I could tell you things that you don't even want to know.
Yeah.
But I was like, I told you and I told another friend of ours that I'm going to start a new trend, picture reading.
Picture reading. Social media reading.
Don't steal my shit, people.
No, but it's true. It's like a lot of people are just like very open. You know that I remember now, Bryce Dallas Howard, that actress from like the Jurassic Park remakes, and I love her, like Lady in the Water. If you haven't seen that movie, it's super cool. I haven't seen that. That movie's super cool. I love it. It's from M. Night Shyamalan from The Sixth Sense. I love that one. But anyway, she's the daughter of Ron Howard. She says one of her sisters, or her sister, I don't know how many siblings she has, but I remember her saying one time in an interview, her sister, they're like, we're basically just walking down the street, and her sister's like, oh, this person's going through this. Oh, this person's like going through that. Oh, this person's just somebody just died. Oh, this person's going to get married. Like, wow. Like just people just passing by her. She is like, seeing all that. That must be cool, but at the same time, exhausting, emotionally exhausting, and like draining, right? Dead people. Yeah, she sees like,
it's like the Sixth Sense.
Like everything, like, yeah, or like, like Medium, like the Long Island Medium or whatever.
I saw something that they were saying that she was a fraud.
I doubt it. I don't think so. I don't think she's a fraud.
I love her.
And the other guy, the guy from on E, what's his name?
Oh my God, I love him.
What's his name? Yeah, Tyler. He's like both a medium and a psychic. She's both. That's a cool reading because he can tell you both things. Anyway, going into another one of these famous readings, palmistry, which is palm reading.
That doesn't mean use your hand for something else.
No. This is going back to like the gypsies and stuff that we were talking about. This is these are the people that do these like the best, I think. This is their shit. I've had it done only once in my life, and I thought it was pretty dead on.
Was it with a gypsy?
They are gypsies, yeah.
Where did you do this?
They're actually on US 1. And basically like US 1 and like Kendall. Like 88th.
Oh, so it was here local.
Yeah, it's very local. They have like their own little thing, their own little, like establishment, like super cool. But I thought it was super accurate.
Really?
Yeah, super accurate.
How much was this, by the way?
I think it was like $40 too, for like half an hour.
That must be the going rate.
But that was a long time ago, so I'm sure prices have gone up. But anyway, palmistry has its roots in Indian and Chinese astrology. Palmistry basically, it's the reading and, it's like a reading or hand prediction to learn the person's personality, the fortune, the future, by analyzing the person's hands. And it's also called chiromancy. And it's so interesting because doing research, not only can people read palms, but they can read fingernails.
How about if you have nail polish? How do they read your fingernails?
Well, maybe you need to have not have nail polish. But it's not only the nail, but like the strength of the nail, the length of the nail. They say actually a true palm reading, like the full reading, includes like your arms, your hands, and your fingernails. Like that's like the full on thing.
Did you get one of those, or
it was just my palm. They say, because people say like, which one should you read, like the right or the left? Some people come from like the belief that it should be both. Some people say really the right hand is the dominant one because the right hand supposedly is the one that it's like God given. That's like where you're born with.
That's the one that say that's closer to your heart, or is that your left?
Well, the left one is closer to your heart. The right one is the dominant one. It's the one that you're born with. It's like God given. And the left one is what you acquire throughout your life. So they say, for example, you might do a reading, and somebody's like, let's say 15 years old. They might not have like the marriage line, yet. They might not have children line yet. If you read that person's hand later on in life, that person might have lines at that point. So just because you don't have those at a young age doesn't mean that they're not going to develop.
That's interesting because
if you're in your 40s or 50s, you're shit out of luck. Right? You're fucked.
You're getting full disclosure.
Forget it. You're not going to have it, okay?
So that's interesting because when I went to a tarot reader once, I asked something about my daughter, and she said to me, which is the same creepy bell lady, she said to me, "Are you sure that you want to ask anything about your daughter? Because now you're marking her."
Wow.
You're kind of like with this mark in me opening that up. It's kind of like a Pandora's box, I would think.
Ooh.
Like you're opening it up already. And are you sure that you want to mark her so early on? Because whatever comes out that's it. It's going to start happening.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I started crying. I was like, no, I don't want to know.
That's interesting.
I mean, it wasn't anything bad that I wanted to know. I just wanted to know, her.
General
for her,
path or whatever.
All her blessings and her, good stuff. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, when she said that to me, I started crying. I was like, no, forget it. Let her come to Wakaration later on in life.
She'll find you.
Let her figure it out. That's if she cares to know. She'll figure it out.
But I thought it was really accurate. I would tend to think that it is the most accurate reading that a person could have if you go to like a reputable, good person. Because, I mean, there's no throwing of anything. This is what you have in your hand. Like,
and
there's
you thought she was good? She actually told you?
She was dead on. She told me things that I had never told anybody.
Oh my God, we need to exchange. I need that number. Okay. Good.
Well, actually,
what's the matter back under the guayaba tree? How come I don't know this?
The place is there still, but it's not them anymore. It's somebody else.
Forget it.
This lady supposedly had read palms of like, prime ministers.
Oh wow.
Gente,
Was she old?
Gente estado. I got the reading from her daughter. But the older lady, she wasn't there, but I don't know if they still do it. But anyway, I would think I think that's the most accurate because it is your palm. Like they can, I mean, and again, I wouldn't know what they're reading because I don't know how to interpret it. But if you want to get like a little crash course, there's even now like apps that you can download and it tells you, okay, so you can like scan your hand and like compare it. You can like take a picture of your hand and like upload it to this app.
Oh, hell no, I ain't doing that.
No, there's more.
No. There's a lot of weird like stuff going on in the world. You're uploading your palm and your fingerprints and all that.
It's an app on your phone. And then it tells you, okay, so look at your heart line, if it's, if it curves this way, or if it's short, or if it's, long or whatever. So it's kind of like I don't want to say easy because again, this is a God-given, this is an art, a craft that you learn, but you can kind of see like, oh, okay, yeah, I see the line and the marriage line and the money line and the children line and all that stuff. So.
And children.
That's my 2 cents on palmistry.
The end.
The end.
And then
lastly, we have
the caracoles.
Again, not snails, not escargots.
Not snails. And so what I learned during this research
is disclaimer before you start. People, do not start going to Miami Beach and start grabbing shells from the sand and start throwing. Eso no es lo mismo. Decimos la borra café. No vayan a la carreta empezar a leer la borra café a la gente. Do not start grabbing shells from the sea in Miami Beach.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. It's not the same. So then, when I did this research, I had no clue. I don't know if you knew, but this is called cowrie shell divination. Divination? Let me repeat it because I had a little bit of a slur slang there. Cowrie shell.
Cowrie.
Cowrie. Cowrie.
Cowre?
Yeah.
That's weird.
RIE.
Cowrie.
Cowrie shell divination. So basically, this goes back. Now, this is hardcore. Like, we're going now into brujeria, santeria, like African, West, deep, you know, African stuff. Like, we're going into the Afro, you know, santeria stuff. Like, this is, you know, this is heavy duty.
Well, this is what they use. This is what los santeros use to read, to do a reading.
Have you ever done un caracol reading?
Yeah. Only
and how
once.
was it?
I didn't like it. I didn't really believe in it. I was like, oh, whatever.
I don't know. I think the guy that was doing mine was una mierda, to be honest. Because I was like, okay, no, that was another thing that I was like totally creeped out. How was your like ambiance when you went to your caracol person?
I mean, I'm pretty like whatever when I go to these things. I mean, I don't know.
I was so creeped out. Again, it was a little shed, right?
Yeah, it was a little shed.
Okay.
We've been to the same
caracol person. It was a shed and it had all this stuff, right?
Yeah. I will say, though, that, you know, that's like the only time that I felt, let's say, quote unquote, stuck, you know? And you go to these things and you're like, I don't know, they tell you, okay. That's like the only person that told me there is somebody que te echó brujería, que te echó mal de ojo, blah, 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 blah. And I did, that's the only time, see, I've never done like un baño, esa cosa, that's the only time that I did it with the coco.
You did a coco?
I did.
You rolled a coco all over the place?
What did I have to do? I think I had to go to like some intersection.
Yes, the intersection is famous.
Oh my God, people.
Las cuatro esquinas.
If you see, let me see, un racimo de plátano. If you see un coco, if you see, unfortunately, like a dead rooster or something.
Oye, no, un cartucho.
Un cartucho.
Si tú ves un cartucho en el medio de las cuatro esquinas, oye, go around that shit. Make a left, make a right. I don't know. Don't go over it. Don't go close to it.
Do not touch it. Do not grab it.
Hell no.
Nothing.
Do not get out of your car out of curiosity. This is not a freaking scary movie.
No.
You don't need to be getting out of your car.
There's no money in there. There's no money.
You don't need to be getting out of your car to do a little investigation.
No.
Oye, just rápido. Just go around it.
Presígnate.
Yes. Cruza los pies. No sé qué. Dile 100 millones. Guácara. And do 20,000 prayers. 20,000 prayers. And say, vaya todo lo malo. Guácara. And keep going. And don't look back. Because that shit. Vaya.
So yeah, that's the only time that I've done one of those things. And I did. I got the coconut and I went to like cuatro esquina and I just threw it. You have to like throw it hard.
Dude, do you see how many cartuchos y gallinas muertas hay por ahí?
In my neighborhood, a cada rato. Yes. There's one or two. Yeah, a cada rato I see.
Where my sister lives.
Yeah.
I guess that's an
8th Street.
Infinite, like infamous cuatro esquina.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yo voy sin un cartucho en las cuatro esquinas. I was like, oh, hell no. Let me go around this cartucho because that shit, yo no voy a recoger ni mierda.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, hell no.
I did that. And I will say that I felt unstuck after that. Up to this point in my life.
You were not stuck.
Maybe that worked. I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's more like a mind over matter thing because you did it and you released whatever?
Yeah. I think that has a lot
you think so?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it.
But
listen,
have you ever felt
the mind is the most powerful thing that we have. And there's nothing stronger than, I think, praying and time and giving yourself time and not obsess over something and just, again, pray for clarity and for guidance and for peace and for, that's it. That's all you got to do.
You've never felt like weird spirits or anything like a heavy, dark energy around you?
I felt energies, but not necessarily bad energies. And we've been told a bunch of people that have come to our house, they always say, there's a really good energy here. Like so-and-so is taking care of you. And I see this person here, this, I don't know, they say una gitana or un indio or whatever. Like, I don't know if it's true. I've never seen anything. I felt stuff, but I've never seen anything.
No, I think I have respect for that stuff. I really do.
Yeah.
Because just like there's good, there's bad. And you need to respect that, and you need to.
Well, I think any of these things could be used for evil and for good. I mean,
a lot of people use it for bad, and hence when you go to all these readings que te están haciendo una brujería, que yo no sé qué, que yo no sé cuánto, whatever. Anyway, you have to have strong faith and you have to be strong so that stuff doesn't penetrate you. Mm-hmm. But so in Santeria, when you have these shells, right, los caracoles, it's also called dilogun, which is something that's used by the priest and the priestesses of the Santeria, who are also called santeros and santeras. So there are a combination of 256 possible odu, and a skilled person can interpret the meaning of each one. Can you imagine how long it takes to learn this?
This is like a very talking about a God-given thing. This is like heavy-duty studying. This takes years and years and years, and it's very intricate because imagine you have a tarot, you have images. Coffee, you have images. Although coffee, like I wouldn't even begin to like even. Tea is like even harder. Palmistry, okay, it's your hand, you know. But caracoles, how the hell do you read that? I mean, it depends. I guess como salgan, si salen para, tú sabes, if the opening is at the bottom, if the opening is facing, qué sé yo, west or east or, I don't know, those things, that must be super hard.
I think some of them, from what I read, were or are modified, right? From showing the natural opening. So some of them are modified. I would think that that's how you also read them, like mixed with the modification and the original one. But there are, I mean, the one that we went to, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he told me some stuff that I was like, how do you know that? You know, it wasn't like nothing that nobody knew, but like, how did he know that? Mm-hmm. And it wasn't general per se, because you can generalize something, you know, that it could happen to anybody.
I really don't remember my reading being that specific. I think it was kind of like general. I was just like, this is BS.
I mean, it dealt with one specific person.
But it did. But when he did the cleaning, I believe. But then again, I did it with the belief that it was going to work. And who knows, you know, like whatever.
That's a huge thing.
I would imagine.
Because if you actually did it.
Yes.
And you have belief that it's going to work. It's like with anything, right? That you have your energy in it. You believe it. Yeah. It works. And it'll happen.
You know, faith. You know, I guess it's the faith. But so I mean, I doing the research too, we found out that supposedly los caracoles se compran vírgenes, which means they're closed. I'm not sure where you buy them from. I don't know who makes these things, and then the ones that open los caracoles son los padrinos, which is, you know, whenever you do like these ceremonies and you become te haces santo. Again, we're very ignorant when it comes to this topic. We don't really know all there is to know about Santeria. Maybe we'll do an episode on Santeria and have padrino or somebody to come in and explain this to us in more depth. But basically they say los caracoles se compran vírgenes. I guess when you're ready, when you're becoming this and when you preparing yourself to do these readings and all that stuff, maybe you do need to go and buy los caracoles and then have your padrino, which is the person that kind of like un padrino, like, you know, their blessing or whatever.
There's a different language also associated with that. You know, with the whole padrino, you know, madrina thing. There's a different language that they use. You know, it's very intricate. It's way different than anything else that you know. Now you're talking about orishas and, you know, and más allá, and it's a different realm. I think it's something that.
I mean, I guess, when they connect.
I mean, you're talking about also, you know, when you're talking about that realm, you're talking about animal sacrifices. You're talking about a lot of different things. You're already going into a different area.
Yeah, there's a lot
There's so much stuff. There's just so much, you know, and then different cultures like West Indies, you know, West Africa, Cubans, Spaniards. I mean, everybody just, you know, they all have their way of doing things. But Brazil, that does a lot of caracoles and other stuff too. I mean, you'd be surprised. There's even like shamans and, you know, all these people, like even in Ecuador and Uruguay and like different places.
Thailand.
Eat, pray, love. I mean, well, yeah.
She goes to a shaman.
Was that a shaman?
I think it's a shaman.
El viejito chino ese?
El viejito. Y el viejito le dice, you're going to lose everything, but don't worry, you're going to make it back. So true. Movie. She lost everything in the divorce, and then she made everything back. Movie. Yeah.
I need to do an Eat, Pray, Love. I want to go to like Bali or freaking.
You're not Julia Roberts.
I don't want to be Julia Roberts, even though I think she's like amazing. She has awesome teeth. I love her teeth.
I like that movie. I'm gonna check it out again. I've seen it a couple times.
Julia Roberts, hit us up. We love you.
And what about like? This is maybe a little bit off topic, but I guess I just thought of it like the Ouija. Have you done the Ouija board?
Oh my God.
Like connecting with, you
like
know?
I have so many creepy stories. It's not even funny. I have weird friends. FYI.
You've done the Ouija board?
Oh my God.
I refuse.
Shut up. I have like... Okay.
No, I can't.
So when I lived in New York, me and my stupid friends, because we were so stupid back then, we were way younger. Okay, mind you, like Ouija has been around for like a bazillion years, right? So everybody, it's kind of like those weird, you know, stories that people tell and you don't know if they're true or not, you know, where it's like, you know,
are you moving it? Are you
like
moving
a clown appears, like you throw it away and it appears or whatever, and like it comes back, like a creepy movie type thing. So I had
Are
this
you talking
friend,
about Chucky?
Yeah. So I had this friend who was the first friend that I ever made in college. Right? He's amazing. I will not say his name, but he knows he's amazing.
For privacy.
Anyway, so and then I had this other friend who was crazy obsessed with the Ouija board. Okay, so my college friend was a guy, and my other obsessed friend was a girl. I shouldn't say was, is. So, and then we had like other friends, myself, and whatever. So my friend that I made friends with in college, who ironically enough was Cuban, who I had never met a Cuban person when I was living in New York, which is the weirdest thing. And he had a very strict Cuban family, right? So Ouija, que es a Ouija.
Yeah.
Tú estás loco, eso es el diablo. You know, whatever. So we would go over to my friend's house and we would, in a group, play Ouija. Oh, yeah. That shit's scary. That thing moves.
I refuse. No, I'm not going to do that. I would
and
never
their
do that.
spirits, she was so crazed and into this thing that we would play it all the time. And then I have another friend who shall remain nameless as well, that she would start laughing uncontrollably, but it was out of nerves. Right? And so then my other friend would get pissed at her and she's like, stop laughing. This is real. You're being disrespectful.
So what messages did you guys?
Whatever. So, I mean, you test it, right? Because you want to see if it's really real or if you're subconsciously moving it because you know, you have the energy of you and all your friends, and
or if somebody's actually moving
mentira, you know, you can move it. You
course,
know, you're not realizing what you're doing, and everybody's so focused on the anticipation of the fright of the of you know, the más allá or whatever, that you're distracted. So in one of those, we asked a question that only that person knew the answer to. And my friends and I did not know the answer. And my friend did not play that knew the answer. Like, we made it hardcore. Like, this was like, okay, let's put it to the test. Because if this shit really works, then you can't play. You have to ask the question, but you're not touching the little thing.
What was the question?
It was, what was her middle name?
Wow.
Okay. So we had our hands and it was the tippy tip of our fingers. So it wasn't like we're moving it on purpose or whatever. Dude, that thing spelled her middle name.
Altagracia.
Yo qué cara, José, no me acuerdo. Altagracia. Jodencia. I don't know what the hell.
Guillermina.
I don't know. I know
it was Maria, bro.
It was a freaking weird ass crazy middle name. I can't remember. But
Josefina.
No, neither one of us knew it. We did not know it. And we've been friends with this girl for like a bazillion years. God. We did not know her.
Then what did she show you, her driver's license or something?
No, it wasn't on her driver's license and shit. That freaking was like a horrible middle name. Who the hell wants that on their driver's license? And that thing started spelling her middle name. And this girl almost had a heart attack. We didn't know what the hell it was spelling. Eloisa, yo que sé que coño. I really don't remember what her middle name is. Dude.
And then you run out of there. And you close
when that thing stopped at the last letter, we looked at her and went, is that your middle name? Is that really your middle name? And she looked at us and she was like nodding her head yes. And we almost died. Because my friend who was obsessed with this game would always ask, like, oh, what spirit is here? It would spell the names of the freaking spirits. Óyeme.
No.
Whatever.
No, thank you.
This Cuban guy friend of mine played it one day. He almost had a heart attack. Okay. Okay, so he grabs the Ouija board. He throws it away. Because we were like,
it's like
that's
Jumanji.
it. Yes. Yes. He threw it away in the garbage dump. We were like, that's it. I told my friend, oye, that's it. This is on lockdown. We're not doing this anymore. Forget it. Right? When I tell you obsessed, like totally crazy. So my Cuban friend was like, that's it. We're throwing this shit in the garbage. Threw it in a dumpster, whatever. All of a sudden, he says, it was under his bed. Shut up.
What the fuck?
I'm not even kidding.
That's freaky.
I was like,
Jumanji,
you need to get the hell away from me. I've heard a lot of, stories about the Ouija board, but I have not played that Ouija board since then.
No, I refuse. I know a lot of people that play it like, nope, that's not happening.
I think I was in
opening
my
some
last
crazy portal
year,
shit. Be crazy in that way.
My last year of high school when that happened.
No,
and I never had an interest.
I didn't see the movie, like nothing, none of that stuff.
No, don't bring that crap.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that stuff. Okay, now I'm a little freaked out. I'm a little scared now.
Are you afraid?
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid of Kathy.
Okay, well, this wraps it up for us on this. All these types of readings. If you have any other type of reading that we haven't discussed and you would like us to discuss, or if you have a different, I don't know, teeth reading or
teeth reading,
earlobe reading or toe reading. I don't know. Who knows?
You have a little fungi over here.
Well, you know how to do like reflexology. Who knows? Maybe there's somebody that like reads feet or something.
Reflexology. Yeah, I love reflexology. I need a little reflexology in my life right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you do have some interesting stories about, occurrences that have happened to you during tarot reads or snail readings or, whatever kind of readings or anything that you've done in this sort of mediumship, then also comment on our posts, and let us know, what has happened to you. Again, DM us with all your like really cool, interesting people.
DM us, and if you want to be featured, if you want us to post your story like on our feed or our stories, if you like to, if you want to share it, you can share it with us.
Yes.
And we will post it. So people can learn about all these types of things. Or if you are a tarot reader or caracol reader, let us know and we'll, check you out.
We have plenty to recommend. Only the good ones.
All right. Thank you for listening. Be good. I don't know. Don't let these stuff like make you
dictate what you do in your life.
Don't, just use this as a guide.
Proceed with caution.
Yes.
With caution.
Don't become addicted to this, okay?
Yes. Hasta la bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening. Ciao. Hi, guys. Remember to share, like, and subscribe. Sharing is caring.
Hi, everyone. We're on YouTube, Google Play Music, Spotify, Radio Public. Remember, share, like, and subscribe.